Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another video. This one is going to be interesting. So you're going to be wondering, SP, why do you have an 80th anniversary Thomas in your collection? Well, I got this for free. I didn't spend a single cent on it. I got it for free at a clothing store because I had like in-store credit and there was this Thomas literally like on sale, on clearance, and then I already got it for free. So it spent like $2 of my in-store credit. So it didn't cost me a single penny. But we are going to be comparing the 2026 Thomas and its packaging to the 80th anniversary Thomas. So I guess we will start out with the packaging here. It's obvious which one is better. This one is so outdated, so reused. The blue with the green, the kind of cheap background. This is so reused. The Metal Collection gray tab here. This is basically All Engines Go and packaging from like 5-6 years ago. I don't even know when this packaging started, but this was having like the crappy 2018, 2019 push-alongs in it. So none of this packaging is new, and there's nothing on the back here. At least this one has some other engines on the back, like advertising the other engines in the Wave, whereas this has nothing. This could have been advertising the other 80th anniversary merchandise. It could have been advertising the 80th anniversary itself, but no. All we get is some cheap logo. That's it. Nothing special about the packaging. They couldn't even change the color. They couldn't even make it something fresh like this did. This is completely fresh, brand new, and there's actual effort put into it. Whereas this is just reused, not interesting, very boring, with a cheap logo just slapped onto it. So, not impressed at all with the packaging. The 2026 packaging wins by a mile. We have Thomas, right? Very simple, dark blue. We have the train tracks here, which is cool. It's brand new. Metal logo, right? Like we don't need some ugly Metal Collection tab on the right there. Just put a satisfying small metal logo, which is right here. YouTube Kids in the top right, advertising the TV series, which is smart. And at least we have some engines on the back, but the rest of it is very ugly. But the front is peak. I love this brand new packaging. So I guess we will start by, we'll get this guy on the track here. We'll start by opening up the 80th anniversary Thomas. I don't think I've even owned one of the normal 80th anniversary Thomases. I had the Ruby Thomas, but I don't think I ever owned one of these. So I guess we'll open it like this. This is interesting. So I actually bought this, by the way. Not bought, you know what I mean. Store credit this. This was months ago. So I've had this sitting brand new in the box for months. Like way before we even had the brand new merchandise revealed. So this has been sitting in my collection for a while. And this is the only piece of 2025 merch I own. So here we go. Box intact. Do I keep this? I don't know what to do with this. I don't know. I guess right off the bat, I'm going to switch tripods. So real quickly though, right off the bat, they do weigh the same. So at least that's something positive, is that, they both hold up the description of Metal Collection. So they pretty much weigh the exact same. So I guess we can't knock this Thomas on that. But before we get any further into this, let's get on the other tripod. All right, we are back on the other tripod. And as I was saying, we really can't knock the 80th one for the weight or how it feels, because this is all die-cast metal. So it passes the bare minimum test there. So let's look at these guys side by side. And we already know which one my favorite is. My favorite is going to be the left one. Thomas's proportions on the 2026 one just feel so much better. This 2025 one, not only is his shape flat out incorrect, he's not even square. He doesn't even have right angles on his back. He's like the shape of a trapezoid. We have some diagonal lines here. Whereas in Thomas on 2026 is actually straight. Like that is a bare minimum that the 80th anniversary failed to do with a lot of their merch. Is just simple, like, just make the engine straight, right? Like they're not diagonal. They're not trapezoids. These should be like right angles, and these are angled. So right off the bat, Thomas looks horrendous from the back. We have the side rods here, and the side rods don't look terrible, but they're also not needed. And I don't know. I guess if you like side rods, it's a plus, but I feel indifferent towards them. So I'm not going to knock this Thomas for having them, but I'm also not going to be like, oh, the side rods are so perfect. You know, it's why this Thomas is so good. I don't feel that way at all. Something else we'll notice is that the 80th anniversary cab is open. So you see this like inside, metal piece holding up the cab of the toy that's connected to the base. But then the 80th anniversary, the 2026 one is closed off very nicely. So that's a point for the 2026 one. Something else we'll notice is that the 80th anniversary one does not have a physical cab roof. It is just painted on. So another win for the 2026 Thomas. The coal load is also so much better on the 2026 version, and it's not even debatable. Look at the coal loads. Look at that comparison. So much better than the 2026. I also feel like the buffers are way too big on the 80th anniversary. The 2026 one is much more tasteful. Better proportions overall. That is not even debatable. Thomas is not even square on the 80th anniversary one. So we covered the side rods. The wheels, the wheels are the wheels. I don't really care about the wheels. We covered the cab roof and the coal bunker, Thomas's backside, his cab here. I guess we'll take a look side by side. The number one on the 2026 one looks much better. Much better. This one is lacking life. Like this one just has more color to it. It's bolder. It just looks better. This one is very bland. Very simple, less coloring, doesn't pop out as much. I also think the rivets on the 2026 one is done better. There's less of them, but they're also not as prevalent, right? Like this just looks like a bunch of dots, whereas this is, there's less of them. I guess they're like a different shade, so they're not so distracting. Whereas then when you look at this, yeah, it's like, why is there a bunch of dots on Thomas? And then these actually look like rivets. I also think the handrails getting into the cab are better on the 2026 one. They're bolder. You can actually feel it on the engine. These ones are kind of skinnier and you don't feel them at all. So higher quality so far with the 2026 one. No doubt about it. The cab lining is also better on the 2026 one. Yeah. Talk about the coal bunker now from the side. I guess these three lines don't look terrible. I mean, they're kind of just three lines. But I overall think the proportions of the 2026 one are just so much better. This one is too stocky, right? Like the proportions are just off, especially with the funnel and dome. And Thomas is supposed to have like some height from the side, which is why this 2026 one is so satisfying. And especially with the funnel, right? So I guess we'll take a look at the front now. Something else we'll talk about quickly is the top side. So Thomas on the 2026 one has the lids to his tanks, which is great. The 2025 one does not. Now, I guess we'll talk about the whistle. So the whistle on the 2026 one is there, but it's not painted in, so that sucks. But then we do have an attempt at a whistle on the 80th anniversary one, but it doesn't even look like Thomas's whistle. But I guess you can say at least they're painted, but it doesn't look like Thomas's whistle. So I guess, I don't know, it's kind of a draw there because the 80th anniversary one, that doesn't remind me of Thomas's whistle at all. Whereas in this one, if it's painted, it would have been so much better. I don't know. I guess you could give the point to the 80th anniversary one for painting it and having it be like a physical whistle, right? And not just like molded into Thomas. So I guess that's a point there. The first point for the 80th anniversary one, because it is not looking good compared to the brand new one. So I guess we'll talk about the faces now. And guys, we need to talk about the faces. Oh, before we get to the faces, let's talk about the funnel. So if you couldn't tell, the 2025's funnel is way too big and fat. That is not Thomas's funnel. Fundamentally not. Way too fat and thick. They also, like, top rim of it is way too big. This one is so much better. Proportionally, more even and accurate. This is how Thomas's funnel should be. It's how it is in the TV series. It's more tasteful. This one is oversized, too thick. The rim is way too big as well. Too stocky. Proportions are way off. So I guess we'll talk about the face now. And look at the printing. Look at the awful printing with the 80th anniversary merch. How many times do I have to say this? The printing was horrendous with the 80th anniversary. Just horrendous. The eyes are bleeding. And this is the best one I could find in stores, by the way. The best one. Every other one was way worse. So Mattel, you're telling me this is your best work. This is the best you could have done with the eyes. That is embarrassing. They're bleeding. Thomas's eyeballs are all the way at the top. So the eyes are printed terribly. The mouth is printed terribly. That's not even arguable. And the 2026 one, there is no issues with the printing of the face. It's perfectly lined up in Thomas's eyes. Nothing is wrong with the mouth or the eyebrows. It's perfect from any angle. It's perfectly lined up in Thomas's eyes. And I haven't seen anybody with issues on a Thomas face yet. Nobody. Whereas in the 80th anniversary merch, it's like every other item in store has some sort of printing issue. Brand new in the box. So it's really pathetic. So now we'll talk about the types of faces. So for the 80th anniversary, I thought it was so incredibly lazy that they gave the engines just a CGI face from a couple of years ago. Not brand new, no brand new looks, right? Just the reused CGI faces. Mattel called it classic, which it is not. Classic is seasons 1 through 5, 1 through 6, or 1 through 7 if you want to argue that. It is not their CGI series. So the fact that they just reused the faces was very lazy. And they have them looking in all these weird directions. And with the crappy printing, them looking all around just doesn't work. These eyes are bleeding out of the actual eye mold. Thomas's eyeballs are scrunched at the top, so it's not very good. And for an anniversary and calling it classic, reusing the same boring Thomas face that we had seen for over a decade is not inspired. It's just not good. And that is why this merch is so forgettable. And the buffers are painted on the 80th one. They are painted, but again, they're oversized. The lamp is it's not even a discussion. The lamp on the 2026 one is so much better. It actually looks like a lamp from the TV series. This does not. The 80th anniversary lamp is bad. And then also, we have to talk about the elephant in the room here. The fact that the 2026 merch has magnets, which is absolutely peak. So I can hook up my Wooden Railway cargo car to Thomas, and it works. And he fits on the track, and I can use him with Wooden Railway, and it's perfect. And then I can also do this with the motorized because everybody has magnets. This does not. This is oversized. It hangs down. It's ugly. I actually have to physically pick up Thomas to uncouple him from a truck. Whereas in this, watch how easy this, guys. Watch how easy this is. Done. Done. Uncoupled. With the other one, I'd have to take the truck and take it off and then put it back down. It's just objectively a worse coupling system. Objectively. I've never had magnets fail, not once. So the 80th anniversary merch, and I feel bad for the fans of the anniversary because your merch was garbage, and Mattel did not care about it because they were putting in all their effort into this peak diecast. And can we talk about how refreshing this face is? It is a cartoon season 1 Thomas with colored eyes. It's beautiful. This reminds me of a cartoon season 1 Thomas, quite literally. So I'm so happy we are where we are right now with merch. And this was just thrown together, thrown out in store shelves. Quality control was at an all-time low. Really nothing impressive with the 80th anniversary merch. Nothing at all. But, so obviously this one is the clear winner by everything. Compatibility with other merchandise lines, quality, proportions, physical cab roof, not lazy painted cab roof, right? No outdated, ugly coupling hooks, which is a far inferior coupling system. And Thomas is he's not even a square. What is he, a trapezoid? That's not Thomas. So, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. I think it's pretty obvious which one is better. I am absolutely loving the 2026 merch. So now I guess the question is, what do I do with this Thomas, guys? Technically, you know, I could keep him because, well, I reviewed him on the channel. You know, it's a fun little antique of the channel, I guess, this 2025 Thomas, which I never reviewed throughout the entire year because I thought it was slop, and I was right. It is slop. So, not sure what to do with it. I guess I'll just throw it in the garbage because it's not even worth selling. Even if I could get $10 for it, I don't care. I'd rather just throw it away because that's where it belongs. So, that's enough of that. Guys, more 2026 reviews coming soon to the channel. I will be reviewing the Thomas's Lion Cub Rescue motorized set next week. I will also be reviewing the Brendam Dock set. I'll be reviewing motorized Percy, motorized James. I'm getting a lot more of the brand new merchandise from online, so stay tuned for all these reviews coming out soon on the main channel. Subscribe, let me know your thoughts down below. Which Thomas do you prefer? And I'll see you guys in the next video.